On a company now, the Water Base. It's a company which has been in focus. In fact, the entire shrimp industry has been in focus. Let's welcome in the CEO. If you could just start by saying that Indian shrimp exports have posted a good growth even this month or this quarter, however you want to look at it. But with US hiking the anti-dumping duty on the shrimp exports to threefolds, what is the sense that you get? Will this volume growth sustain?
Hike, can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Yeah, the hike in the anti-dumping duties is quite an initial hike. There would be a final revision sometime in the second half, and it has gone up from 0.8 to 2.34%. That's an increase of about 1.5%. I don't see that that would have a major impact on our shrimp exports because India is very well poised. Now it's already the world's #1 shrimp exporter. Looking at the demand supply situation in the world, I don't see any other market that would come up and meet the global demand. And India this year would eventually become the world's leading shrimp producer also. Not only the shrimp exporter, but also the shrimp producer. So when we look at international situation right now, I mean, there aren't many countries who can grow shrimp. Shrimps can be grown only in the tropical climatic conditions. So barring Ecuador and some parts of Asia like Indonesia and Vietnam, I don't see there are any other country which is coming closer to our production. On the contrary, if you look at China, Chinese demand is going up, whereas their domestic production is dwindling. So China, at one point of time, they used to produce more than 1 million tons of shrimp. Today, they are producing only about 600,000. So looking at the global demand of 4.5 million tons and looking at the supply side, I don't see any reason why we should be worrying about our export potential, and we will definitely regain our #1 position this year also.
Can you just talk to us in terms of growth or the growth percentage that is coming in, despite we being #1, as you're saying, in terms of exports? There is still the market which is pretty large, or the market is growing pretty well, which means that the opportunity size is still high?
I mean, the shrimp demand, from the demand side, if you look at the demand, is growing at 4 to 5% every year. So which means every year you need about 180,000 to 220,000 tons of shrimps more. So if you look at the shrimp producing countries, where do you have this potential to increase and meet this global demand? So there are only few countries that can really stretch up and go, because if you look at Latin American countries, they're almost like they have used up 75% of the available water spread areas. And if you look at Southeast Asia, they have already gone too high, and now they are still reeling under the disease situation over there. India today is very well poised. So to meet this incremental demand, India is very well poised. That's what I would like to say. And the growth at which we are clocking, I think that would be sustained going forward.
And Mr. Akula, that the long winter has led to sluggish demand for shrimp in the world's biggest market, that's the United States. Has that been the cause in your experience, and what is the implication of this?
I mean, due to extended winters, there had been some dip in the consumption. That's what we could hear, and stocks haven't moved out of the warehouses. But I don't see that situation would remain the same. I think going forward now, with the Easter demand started already, we could see some shelf movement happening over there. So most of the importers are just waiting to start to resume their purchases. So I don't see that there would be an impact. There is no other reason why we should think that the demand has gone down in US. The demand is pretty much there, and they will bounce back.
We'll let you go on that note. Thanks very much for giving us a sense as to what the outlook is for your company on account of the hike in duty on shrimp, as well as what the outlook is on prices.